The following video is not made for kids under 13. If you are not 13 years old, please exit out of the video now. And please, YouTube, do not sue me. Hey guys, Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Was Pyra and Mythra's Driver. This is part 4, and just a heads up, don't worry, this video won't be like as long as the last one. If I'm going to be honest, just telling you guys, I just had to make that one a lot more detailed. So yeah. Any rate, in the last part, Izuku met All Might, asked him if he could become a hero, with All Might telling him no without a quirk. However, he showed All Might that him and Pyra and Mythra that the three of them together make an amazing team. And saying that he can become a hero. With that said, let's get into this. Right after that emotional scene, Izuku finally calmed down a bit, and his tears began drying up, with Mythra helping him back up anyway. After that, Izuku began calming down and asking All Might why is he in front of him, really, besides telling him that he can become a hero. As Mythra began thinking, yeah, I've been wanting to know that as well. So, care to explain, All Might? As All Might tells him, if anything, I wanted to ask you, young Midoriya, I want you to be my successor. I want you to have my quirk. As Izuku is basically shocked to hear this, and Mythra is kind of confused, wondering as she asked, hey Izuku, is it possible to give somebody a quirk? You've never seen anybody do that before, have you? As Izuku saying, no, never. It's never even been heard of. I don't even think it's even possible to do something like that. As All Might tells him, but it is my quirk, one for all. As he goes into details about the user passing one for all, getting stronger and stronger to the next user and the next, growing over time. As Izuku is shocked hearing that All Might has this quirk, that this is the power of one for all, and that he wants to give it to Izuku. As Mythra has a worried look in her eyes, even Pyra, who's inside Mythra, wants, thinking, what? Is Izuku wanting this? I mean, it's a quirk after all. This is everything he's asked for. As Izuku tells All Might, he declines, and asks why, if anything, as he's saying, you told me I can become a hero, even without a quirk, as long as I have the will of a hero. That's what you told me, right? And both Pyra and Mythra, both of them have been by my side for over a year. They've never abandoned me, left me, and they've always given me everything I've gotten to become strong. And not only that, they're my partners, my friends. They mean the world to, both of them mean the world to me. And the two of them are willing to give their strength to me. And I won't let it go to waste. The original me, back then, if I didn't have the two of them by my side, maybe I would have asked for one for all and took it without any hesitation. But I have both Mythra and Pyra by my side. There's no way in hell I would give them up. As Mythra smiles, and so does Pyra as well. As All Might saying, I see. I understand your reasoning, and just by looking at the two of you, or should I say the three of you, you three are quite close, truly close. As Izuku kind of blushes a little bit and scratches his hair, and as he's saying, do you plan on going to UA? As Izuku saying, yeah, me and Mythra applied for UA for the entrance exam, so I want to become stronger though. As All Might saying, but at least let me help you train for the entrance ceremony for the next 10 months or so, if that's okay with you. As Izuku saying, really? Being trained by All Might? That's awesome! As Izuku is hyped, being able to spar with his hero, and Pyra and Mythra both realizing that are actually both happy and relieved in a way. Soon after splitting off from All Might, Pyra soon comes out saying, I'm surprised, Izuku. As Izuku asks Pyra, wait, why are you surprised, Pyra? As she told him that she's surprised that he wouldn't take one for all. If anything, she was thinking that he would have taken it, since he doesn't have a quirk, if anything. As Izuku realized that, yeah, like I told All Might, I would have taken it without a heartbeat. But I realized, you guys aren't just my quirk. You two are my partners and always been by my side, and allowed me your power to become stronger. So, and besides, I realized that you two would most likely get angry at me if I took it. Sure, I would have taken it to protect the two of you, but I realize I can protect the two of you with the strength you've given me. That's why I won't take one for all. As Pyra smiles, thinking, thanks, Izuku. You're sweet. You really are sweet. You know that? As Izuku begins blushing, realized, sweet? I mean, I just thought it was the right thing to do. As he laughs it off a little bit and saying, we should hurry up. My mom's probably worried. As the two ran to Izuku's place, the next day, Izuku began training with All Might right after school, with Pyra and Mythra supporting him. As they go to Dagobah Beach, which they've already been a couple of times, training, if anything, as All Might gives Izuku the same task as he did like in canon, and that is to clean up the beach to increase his strength, to increase his physical strength. As Mythra tells him, why would he need to clean up the beach? If anything, I think we can help out to doing that. As All Might stopped Mythra saying, please, Miss Mythra. If anything, I think young Midoriya needs to grow even stronger physically. As Mythra saying, but as his blade, it's my job to support him. And not only that, his ether levels have also gotten bigger as well. So, depending on how much ether are flowing him, I bet he's even strong enough to rival you, if anything. As Izuku saying, Mythra, hey, shut up. As All Might saying, oh, is that the case? Soon after, he goes into his buff form and saying, alright then, if the two of you can hold your own against me in one fight for at least 5 minutes or so, then I guess it's good enough that the two of you are worthy. As Izuku is shocked and nervous right now that he's fighting against All Might and that Mythra just did this without thinking. As she's saying, chill, Izuku, you got this. As he freaks out saying, but I've never actually fought anyone besides that sludge villain. And this is All Might, for crying out loud. Are you insane, Mythra? As Pyra soon says, yeah, I think you pretty much went overboard for this one, Mythra. I think you're going, as saying, oh, shut up. Any rate, come on, as Izuku pulls out his sword and saying, fine, Mythra, let's do this. As saying, about damn time you start taking this seriously. Soon after, they have a link going, and Izuku feels the ether flowing through his body as he tells All Might, I'm ready, All Might, let's do this. As All Might uses only 20% of One For All and rushes at Izuku and Mythra, as Mythra uses one of her guards to defend Izuku. Izuku rushes behind All Might and tries to slash him with her sword. And Izuku. Soon after, All Might does a fury of punches at Izuku and Mythra. Mythra guarding against this, realizing that All Might is pretty strong, but not enough to break through her shield easily. As Izuku uses this time to each time that Mythra guards, Izuku counters, as this is a perfect strategy that they've worked on pretty well. And as All Might realized that it may be a good strategy, but against the number one hero, not even close. As All Might decides to use one of his being his Detroit Smash, and destroys Mythra's shield and knocks both Izuku and Mythra back, realizing that he really is strong. As Mythra realizing he's holding himself back, it only has to be that. As Izuku saying, "I told you, you really think that we can beat All Might?" As Mythra saying, "If we could use, well, you know," as saying, "No, not a chance in hell." As Mythra saying, "You're no fun. Told you this, Mythra. We only need to use Siren if it's necessary, and I'm not going to use that damn mech on All Might of all people." As Mythra saying, "Fine. Okay then, what about Foresight?" As Izuku saying, "Why did we not use that before?" As saying, "Because you're an idiot." As soon after, Izuku put both hands on his sword and takes the same stance as a well-trained samurai would. As All Might sees this and realizes, "You might be getting serious now." Is realizing I had to knock him out easily. We only have at least 2 minutes left. Before that, All Might rushes at Izuku and Mythra. Soon after, a field flows around both of them. As Izuku realizing, All Might may be fast, however, I can still see his movements pretty clear. As I'm gonna stop here right now for guys. If any of you who have played Xenoblade Chronicles, you guys know that Foresight is basically an ability that Mythra can use, that she can see people's movements before they even happen. It's like Shulk's Monado visions, but not as powerful though. So yeah. Anyway, as Izuku sees this, he prepares himself and uses one of his driver arts. He's still a huge All Might fanboy, so most of his driver arts are basically, well, sword-based All Might attacks, such as he prepares as a huge burst of energy comes from his sword as he screams out, "Detroit Smash!" As a huge ghost of energy coming from the sword hits All Might at full speed, realizing, wait, what? After that, All Might was knocked right back, but still standing, as he realized, that's quite strong. And not only that, he used one of my own moves. He really is one of my fanboys. As Mythra saying, "Nice work, Izuku." But it was easy since he was just rushing at us. As that saying, "Yeah, I know." But still, they take another stance and preparing to fight. However, All Might powers back down, realizing your skills really are up to par. But both of you truly do know how to work together. As Izuku saying, "We've been working together for almost a year now. There's no way that the two of us would go down so easily." After that, All Might admits that they don't really need that Izuku doesn't really need strength training. Even Mythra explains that Izuku's physical levels, when they link up, are a lot more that he's a lot more faster and stronger than people with, well, strength quirks or speed quirks actually. As All Might hears this and realizes, if that's the case, then the two of you really are unstoppable together. As he says, well then, you don't really need to worry on cleaning up the beach. But if you feel like it, you can gain a little bit of muscle mass doing this. As Izuku saying, taking your advice, All Might, I'm willing to do whatever I can to get stronger. As for that, Izuku began training with Pyra and Mythra even more, even with All Might. With using Pyra, he began getting a lot more stronger, and even developed new driver arts and techniques, but still calling them the usual moves that All Might would use. Right, as Izuku, for spinning attacks, he would call it his Texas Smash, and for uppercut attacks, where he created a giant pillar of light in the air or fire, he would call it his California Smash. Which is no surprise there for Izuku. But over time, while training with All Might and cleaning up the garbage on Dagobah Beach, he got a lot more stronger, and also built up a lot more muscle than he would in canon. But still the same size as still the same 5'5" that he is in actual canon. Other than that, Izuku began building up more of a closer bond with Pyra and Mythra even more, even helping Mythra when she cooks in dinner actually, and Mythra also doing a little bit of studying herself so she can help out Izuku for the written part of the entrance exam, which she's not that good at, but she still tries her best anyway, which Izuku appreciates a lot. Over time, I won't lie that Pyra and Mythra have actually developing more feelings for Izuku. However, Izuku hasn't completely noticed yet, as he just thinks of them as his closest friends, the two people who's been there and supported him for so long. But they're okay with that, if anything. So yeah, as the 10 months passed, Izuku is now ready for the entrance exam alongside Pyra and Mythra. As Izuku is now gawking at the school of his dreams, standing ready to go for the entrance exam, Bakugo soon shows up saying, "Move it, nerd," as Izuku saying, "Oh, sorry, Kachan," and moves out of the way a bit. As Pyra says, "It's good morning, Bakugo. Hope you do well in the entrance exam." As he's saying, "Whatever. Just you two better just stay out of my way." As Izuku is kind of, I'm looking forward to beating him, but I wonder how he's going to react. As Pyra saying, he's always been a hothead, but you've gotten way just as much stronger too. If anything, way more stronger than he is. So don't sell yourself out short, okay?" As Izuku saying, "Yeah, thanks, Pyra." As the two head into the entry, head into UA, but Izuku begins to fall, realizing, "Oh my god, I think I'm gonna die. Well, so long, world." But then Pyra catches him before he fell. As she's saying, "You need to be careful, Izuku. Come on. You know this, don't you?" As Izuku saying, "Oh, sorry, Pyra. Thanks for catching me. I really appreciate it." As telling her, "Just come on." However, a girl with brunette hair was about to catch Izuku as well, but stopped anyway. After that, Izuku makes it to the auditorium where he sees President Mike and begins fanboying like crazy, just like he would in canon, as President Mike began going into details about their exam, saying that there are multiple robots, there being 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point. As Izuku soon noticed that there's a fourth robot, and it looks like it has no points on it. Soon after noticing this, Mythra soon heard this and raised up her hand, saying, "Hey, you!" As he's saying, yes, you female student up the top, or, you don't seem to have a number. Are you sure you're in the right place?" As she says, "I'm just a sentient quirk, but still, I need. What about the fourth robot? It doesn't look like it has any points whatsoever, and it's not even on the sheet here. So can you explain that or not?" As soon after, President Mike saying, "Good eyes, even for a sentient quirk. That's surprising." As he's saying that robot is more of an obstacle than actually gaining any points. So if you ever see it, avoid it as possible. As Mythra saying, "Okay, that's all I wanted to hear." As Izuku saying, "Mythra, what the heck?" Soon after, going to Pyra saying, "She just wanted to help out in her own way. You know this." As Izuku saying, "Yeah, I know." There, but Tenya Ida soon sees this and doesn't say anything, since, well, Pyra stole his spotlight after all. Finish explaining everything about the practical exam. So they finally take the written exam, with Izuku doing pretty well actually. So, and now heading to field beta for the practical exam, where he goes into a track uniform, and Pyra wearing her typical regular uniform, her regular Blade uniform actually. As a couple of guys notice Pyra and were, stunned by her beauty and her, figure. As Pyra is kind of nervous, but just figures as much anyway. There, Izuku is ready and is hyped for this, as he takes out Pyra's sword and looks at it, realizing that this is the moment I've been waiting for. While Izuku is in his own mind, he's soon woken up by President Mike saying, "Once those doors open, you go through them. We're not giving you any countdown whatsoever, so get ready." As Izuku hears this, he prepares his sword. As many participants, even Ida notices that Izuku is wielding a sword. There, he was about to say something, but however, the doors began to open as many people began rushing right through, and Izuku began feeling the ether flowing throughout his body, and was running as fast as he can. Mythra was able to keep up with Izuku actually, and there everyone see, but it wasn't as fast as Ida and a couple other participants in the entrance exam. However, but he was able to destroy a couple of robots, even though some were already being destroyed by people with long-range quirks and that. As Izuku cuts down his first robot, being a 2-point robot, and then even cuts down a 3-pointer. While doing this, by using all of his other drive arts, being his Detroit Smash and his Texas Smash as well. He began destroying more and more robots, being at least 5 1-point robots, 3 2-point robots, and at least 6 3-point robots actually. And he's doing pretty well for himself, if I'm gonna be honest. As Pyra realized, "You're doing great, Izuku. Keep going. If anything, you might be able to reach the top 10 at this point." As Izuku saying, but I can't stop here. I have to keep on going." as Izuku began cutting down more and more robots by each multiple 1 points, 2 points, and 3 points, as he begins feeling a lot more tired, as he begins trying to catch his breath but is unable to, as Pirate tells him, if you keep this, Izuku, you can't keep this up, you can't keep going like this. I can't supply you with ether this much if you keep pushing yourself. As Izuku puts his sword in the ground and tries to lift himself back up, saying, I can't get up, not like this. I had to keep on going. I just have to. After that, soon rumbling began around the entire area, as they began thinking that it may be an earthquake, until a giant robot appears, and that be the Zero Pointer. As multiple people see this and began running away, as Pyra saying, Izuku, we have to run now. If we don't, we're going to. As Izuku saying, yeah, but then they see a girl with brunette hair trapped under some rubble and debris. As Izuku sees this, he can't just leave her like this and not do anything. As Pyra sees this, saying, Izuku, are you? As saying, I'm sorry, Pyra. As he runs the opposite direction, and Pyra sees this, saying, Izuku, wait! And thinking, damn it, he does this all the time. He always puts others before himself. I guess it's what makes him a hero, but it makes me worry about him more than anything. So, as Mythra says, but it's the reason why we care about him. The reason why he's worthy to be our driver more than anyone else in this world. As Pyra says, yeah. As soon after, she asks Mythra, can you take over here, Mythra? Saying, as Mythra says, like you need to ask. Soon switches to Mythra and runs after Izuku. As everyone sees this, wondering who's that blonde girl? Wasn't she just that redhead? As Izuku cuts through the rubble and helps out the brunette, he tries to get her somewhere safe. As Mythra says, give her to me, I'll carry her. As Izuku saying, Mythra, thanks, I appreciate it. As they get her to a safe location, Mythra begins saying, there's only one way to get rid of that thing. As Izuku saying, wait, you don't mean... He's saying, yep. But as she's saying, look, Izuku, it's either that or let this thing crush a lot of people. So what are you gonna do? Make your choice. As Izuku hears this and decides, fine, bring him out. I guess it's time. After saying that, both of them go out of the other alleyway, where the brunette girl says, wait, but you're gonna get crushed out there. The two of you need to get out of here. As Izuku saying, don't worry, we got this. After that, the two of them stand right in front of the 0 Point robot, as it was about to crush them. Soon after, Izuku was able to cut the hand of the 0 Pointer, but not able to cut all the way through. Soon after, the ether in both Pyra and Izuku began flowing all around them, as Izuku's sword begins glowing, as the two raise their arms up and scream out, let's do this, Mythra! As she's saying, right, and they say, sacred arrow! After screaming that out, soon multiple blades began raining down of pure light onto the 0 Pointer. As everyone sees this, the 0 Pointer begins being destroyed instantly like it's nothing. Right after that, everyone sees this, with Izuku and Mythra putting down their sword with Izuku feeling pretty tired, but is okay. As everyone sees this and realize that time is up, and the brunette girl realizing that what Izuku just did was amazing, what both of them did was amazing, and that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to hear them. Please like and subscribe, and that helps on my channel. Anyway, this is Mooky signing out. Later.